And hello everyone, this is Mansi Gowdy joining you from Mumbai, India. I'm a research assistant at APAC Assistance and I'll be covering today's South Asia section of the podcast. So for today's South Asia roundup, I'll be covering off on the major developments in South Asia. In India, the warnings of cyclone of the coast of western coast of India. The Indian Meteorological Department has warned that a low pressure area has been forming over the Arabian Sea and near the Lakshadweep area, and it is further likely to intensify into a cyclonic storm soon. It is also likely to reach the coastal states of Maharashtra and Gujarat this week, as per the predictions made by the Meteorological Department. Both the state governments have been put on high alert ahead of the cyclone, and currently there are two cyclones that are forming over the Arabian Sea. One lies off the African coast and is likely to move over countries like Yemen and Oman, while the other is placed close to India. The cyclone that is heading towards India has been termed as Cyclone Nisarga, a term that was coined by Bangladesh. The cyclonic storm the cyclone Nisarga is likely to move towards northwards and reach the coasts of North Maharashtra and Gujarat by June 3. The cyclone is likely to cause heavy to extremely heavy rainfall over the city of Mumbai and over the regions of south of Gujarat, North Konkan in Maharashtra, central Maharashtra, and the union territories of Daman, Diu, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli between June 2nd and June 5th. The Met Department further predicts a rapid intensification of the cyclone once it is formed. The cyclone is further expected to hit the coast with packing winds of 90 to 100 kilometers per hour and gusting up to 110 kilometers per hour off the coasts of Maharashtra and Gujarat in the next 24 hours. This is the second cyclonic storm to hit India this year. This warning comes only 10 days after Cyclone Amphan hit the eastern coasts of India, and it was one of the fiercest cyclones in the region that left nearly 86 people dead and left a massive trail of destruction. And moving on to the second issue for today's roundup, the cyber attacks on three Sri Lankan government websites. Several government websites were victims of cyber attacks on May 30, according to the cybersecurity headquarters of the Sri Lankan Air Force. The official websites of the Ministry of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Council, Local Government, and the Sri Lankan Foreign Employment Bureau were primarily targeted. The cyber attacks were allegedly carried out by a group called the Tamil Eelam Cyber Force. The group is allegedly affiliated to the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, the LTTE, an infamous separatist group operating in northern Sri Lanka. The Defense Ministry assured that there was no breach of data that had occurred during the attempt to deface the government website by the hackers. And it is said that the motive of the hackers were primarily to spread messages of hatred. While the other developments in South Asia are in India, 4 Maoist militants were allegedly killed in a gunfight with the security forces in the Rajnandgaon district of Chhattisgarh on May 29. The security forces recovered arms and ammunition from the slain militants, while a suspected terrorist of the Bangladesh-based terror outfit Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh was allegedly arrested in the city of Kolkata on May 29. And at least 13 people were allegedly killed after a thunderstorm and lightning struck several parts of central Uttar Pradesh on May 30. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, announced an ex gratia of USD $5,300 for the kin of the deceased. In Pakistan, rain and strong winds are expected in many parts of the country from June 1. The areas likely to be affected are parts of Punjab, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Balochistan, The cities of Karachi and Lahore are likely to experience strong winds coupled with heavy rainfall and thunderstorms. While a suspected terrorist allegedly affiliated to the Islamic State was arrested by the security forces in Karachi on May 30. The joint operation launched by the Special Investigation Unit Karachi and Federal Intelligence Agency managed to arrest the suspected terrorist. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, the Prime Minister announced a USD 235 million fund for banks to subsidize the interest on loans issued to businesses hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. The government will pay USD 235 million to the banks to reduce the borrowers' interest burden that amounted to almost USD 1.9 billion in the past 2 months. Also in Bangladesh, ready-made garment factory workers staged protest against overtime without pay in Narayanganj yesterday. The protesters allegedly blocked the Dhaka-Sylhet highway for nearly 2 hours, causing disruption to vehicular movement. The protests soon turned violent after a clash ensued between the police and the protesting workers. Moving on to Sri Lanka, a group of unidentified gunmen allegedly opened fire at a restaurant in Soisapura area in Moratuva on May 29. No one was injured during the attack, while the security forces have allegedly arrested a suspect involved in the incident. Also in Sri Lanka, showers predicted at several places in Sri Lanka in the western provinces, Sabaragamuva province, central, northwestern, and southern provinces as well. Showers coupled with thunderstorms may likely occur in the eastern and Yuva provinces, while the Met Department also issued an advisory to take precautions to minimize damages caused by lightning and by localized winds during the thunderstorm. In Nepal, a mild earthquake allegedly jolted parts of Nepal on May 30. The magnitude of the earthquake was recorded at 4 on the Richter scale. The epicenter of the earthquake was in the Dhading district. Tremors were also felt in the capital Kathmandu and the surrounding areas. And these were some of the major issues we covered in the daily roundup of major developments in South Asia today. Thank you so much. More about our products and how to subscribe hello everyone. To them. This is Mansi about our membership services. Please reach out to us at riskassessment at APAC